What if the thing you call high standards is quietly exhausting you? What if your need to get everything right is not making your life better? What if it is slowly stealing your peace? Most people think perfectionism means discipline. They think it means ambition. They think it means being serious about life. But sometimes, perfectionism is not growth. Sometimes it is fear wearing a professional mask. It says, do better. But underneath, it whispers, you are not enough yet. And that whisper can follow you everywhere, to work, to school, to the mirror, to your relationships, even to your bed at night. You replay conversations. You notice tiny mistakes. You worry about what people thought. You compare your progress. You punish yourself for being human. And slowly, your body starts to feel it. Your mind feels heavy. Your sleep gets weaker. Your chest feels tight. Your energy drops. Your joy becomes conditional. You tell yourself, I will relax when everything is perfect. But life never becomes perfect. There is always one more task, one more flaw, one more thing to fix. So the real question is not, how do I become perfect? The real question is, what is perfectionism costing me? Because health is not only about food, workouts, and routines. Health is also about the way you treat yourself inside your own mind. And sometimes, healing begins when you stop trying to be flawless. It begins when you allow yourself to be real. Think about a normal day. You wake up already feeling behind. You check your phone. Someone looks more successful. Someone looks more beautiful. Someone seems more disciplined. Before your day even starts, your mind starts judging you. Then you make a small mistake. Maybe you send a message with the wrong word. Maybe you forget something simple. Maybe you do not finish your work perfectly. To another person, it is normal. To you, it feels huge. You keep thinking about it. You ask yourself, why did I do that? You feel embarrassed. You feel disappointed. You promise to do better next time. But the promise does not feel kind. It feels like pressure. Many people live like this quietly. They look calm outside. But inside, they are tired. They are tired of proving, tired of comparing, tired of pretending they have everything under control. Maybe this started early. Maybe you were praised only when you performed well. Maybe love felt connected to achievement. Maybe mistakes were treated like failure. Maybe you learned that being good meant being perfect. So now, as an adult, you carry that old rule. Do not mess up. Do not disappoint anyone. Do not look weak. Do not fall behind. Do not rest until everything is done. But the problem is this. Your nervous system was not designed to live under constant pressure. Your mind needs safety. Your body needs rest. Your emotions need space. When perfectionism takes over, your brain can start treating small mistakes like real threats. It activates stress. It increases tension. It keeps you alert. This is why perfectionism can feel so draining. It does not only live in your thoughts, it lives in your body. Psychologists often connect perfectionism with anxiety, stress, burnout, and low self-worth. Not because caring is bad. Caring is beautiful. Effort is powerful. Standards can help us grow. But perfectionism is different. Healthy effort says, I want to improve. Perfectionism says, I am not acceptable until I improve. That difference matters. One creates growth, the other creates fear. Your brain learns through feedback. It needs mistakes, it needs trial and error, it needs imperfect attempts. That is how skills develop. That is how confidence grows. That is how creativity happens. But perfectionism blocks this process. It makes mistakes feel dangerous. So you avoid trying, or you delay starting, or you keep editing forever. You tell yourself you are being careful. But sometimes, you are just scared. Scared to be seen before you are perfect. Scared to be judged. Scared to fail. Scared to disappoint the version of yourself you think you should be. Here is the paradox. Perfectionism promises success, but often it reduces progress. It makes simple tasks feel heavy. It turns decisions into battles. It makes rest feel guilty. It makes success feel temporary. Even when you achieve something, you may not enjoy it. You quickly move to the next target. You think, This is not enough. So the finish line keeps moving. You win, but you do not feel free. You improve, but you do not feel proud. You achieve, but you still feel behind. That is the trap. Perfectionism does not celebrate progress. It only searches for what is missing. And because something is always missing, peace never arrives. But imperfection has a strange power. It brings you back to reality. It reminds you that you are human. It gives you permission to breathe. It allows life to be lived, not controlled. The imperfect workout still helps your body. The imperfect meal can still nourish you. The imperfect conversation can still build connection. The imperfect first draft can still become something beautiful. The imperfect day can still have meaning. You do not need a perfect routine to become healthier. You need a routine you can actually return to. You do not need perfect confidence to begin. You need one brave step. You do not need to fix every flaw. You need to stop making your flaws your identity. This does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you become lazy. It does not mean you lower your dreams. It means you stop attacking yourself on the way there. Because self-improvement should not feel like self-punishment. Growth can be gentle. Discipline can be kind. Progress can be messy. And health can begin in small, imperfect choices. Some people fear imperfection because they think others will judge them. And yes, some people might. But most people are not watching as closely as your mind says they are. Everyone is busy with their own worries, their own insecurities, their own unfinished work, their own silent battles. The truth is, imperfection often makes people feel closer to you. A perfect image may impress people, but honesty connects with people. When you admit you are learning, others feel less alone. When you allow mistakes, others feel safe. When you stop pretending, relationships become more real. Perfection builds distance. Authenticity builds trust. Still, letting go is not easy. For some people, perfectionism feels like protection. It helped them survive criticism. It helped them avoid rejection. It helped them feel in control. So we should not shame perfectionism. We should understand it. Maybe your perfectionism was once a shield. Maybe it helped you feel safe. Maybe it gave you direction during chaos. But a shield can become heavy. Something that once protected you can later limit you. At some point, you must ask yourself a gentle question. Is this still helping me? If perfectionism makes you more focused, use the focus. But if it steals your sleep, listen. If it makes you cruel to yourself, pause. If it stops you from starting, notice. If it makes rest impossible, soften. Your body may already be asking for a new way. Maybe through tiredness, maybe through headaches, maybe through irritability, maybe through emotional numbness, maybe through that heavy feeling of never being enough. These are not signs that you are weak. They are signs that you are human. And humans need recovery. Humans need grace. Humans need space to be unfinished. So how do you start letting go? Start small. Choose one area where good enough is allowed. Send the message without rewriting it 10 times. Post the idea without overthinking every word. Clean the room halfway if that is all you can do. Take a short walk instead of skipping movement completely. Rest for 10 minutes without earning it first. Let one small thing be imperfect. Then notice what happens. Usually, the world does not end. People do not reject you. Life continues. And your nervous system learns a new lesson. I can be imperfect and still be safe. That lesson is powerful. Another tool is to change your inner language. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I am learning. Instead of saying, this is terrible, say, this is a first version. Instead of saying, I should be better, say, I am allowed to grow slowly. Words matter. Your mind listens to the way you speak to yourself. Speak like someone you want to heal, not someone you want to break. Also, practice celebrating effort, not only outcomes. Celebrate showing up. Celebrate trying again. Celebrate asking for help. Celebrate resting before burnout. Celebrate choosing peace over pressure. These are not small things. These are health decisions. Because every time you choose compassion, your body feels safer. Every time you reduce unnecessary pressure, your mind gets lighter. Every time you accept imperfection, you create room for real growth. Here is a reflection for you. Where in your life are you waiting to be perfect before you begin? A project, a dream, a relationship, a habit, a version of yourself? Maybe you do not need to wait anymore. Maybe the imperfect version of you is already worthy of starting. Maybe the person you are today deserves care, not after the transformation, not after the achievement, not after the approval. Now, because better health is not built by hating yourself into change, it is built by supporting yourself into growth. Perfectionism says, fix yourself first. Healing says, be with yourself first. Perfectionism says, you are behind. Healing says, you are becoming. Perfectionism says, do not make mistakes. Healing says, mistakes are part of being alive. So let yourself be human. Let the first attempt be messy. Let the plan change. Let the day be imperfect. Let your body rest. Let your mind breathe. You are not a machine. You are a person. And people do not need perfection to be valuable. They need patience. They need care. They need honest effort. They need permission to keep going. In the end, embracing imperfection is not giving up. It is growing up emotionally. It is realizing that peace matters too. Health matters too. Joy matters too. You can still have dreams. You can still work hard. You can still become better. But you do not have to destroy yourself to get there. So today, try one imperfect step, one unfinished beginning, one kind sentence to yourself, one moment of rest without guilt, and see how your life feels when you stop demanding perfection from a human heart. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who is too hard on themselves, and tell me in the comments, where do you need to allow yourself to be imperfect? Because maybe the healthiest version of you is not the perfect one. Maybe it is the one that finally feels free.